Hello and welcome to the Hentai Power Party Brothers Power Party Podcast. I'm Joe Angelo. Who are you people?
Well, I guess we didn't come up with an order, so
Yeah.
I'm Tyler, the shaman.
Uh,
Okay.
I'm Mitch the monk. I heal.
Or see the frost mage.
I'm Logan.
Yeah, we all just kind of went with our real names there, didn't we?
Yeah,
It's
kind of
Oops.
lame.
Oopsie.
So the WoW expansion is to be revealed on April 19th. What are your guys' speculations and expectations of this expansion?
Well, who wants to go first? Because I got all the leaks.
Oh,
Do you have all the leaks up right now? I've only seen
I'm-
2.
and I just know 'em.
I
s-
haven't read a single thing.
All I know is I
s-
want to be a blue dragon.
So I saw the Dragonflight picture, which is circulating on Twitter. We should say that this is being filmed like less than a week before the expansion reveal. So we have a lot of leaks that have been over the past couple weeks. So it's
Well,
like,
it is currently April 16th.
yeah. So
There you go.
yeah, we want to time this. So we have the one from, and I don't know if it's the only one that Red Shirt Guy tweeted. And then we had the one that introduced all the like micro classes. But it seems that the common thread is that it's going to be a Dragonflight expansion.
Which I think is funny because I think I literally said, like days before leaked, I said, "Man, I just want to go back to fighting dragons."
Yep.
Yeah. I also
And
said
and they literally were like, "All right, Logan, we got you,
You know
bud."
what, Logan? Fine. Here's some dragon.
Fine. You're the dragon. You're all dragons.
I just want to fight dragons and evil
They're gonna-
wizards, not gods.
They're gonna introduce the Dragonkin race, and it's gonna be neutral, and then literally everyone is gonna race change to a dragon.
They
You get
said,
to pick, you
Yeah.
get to pick your own race anyways. You
So
get to pick your own form.
I guess that's
Why the hell would I be a dragon when I can be a panda?
Well, why would you be a panda when you could be a dragon that turns into a panda?
I feel like
You know what,
this
man?
is a good segue because part of the Red Shirt Guy's leak that he said was from a decently reliable source that leaked stuff in the past that was true. Said that the new race would be neutral. Well, he speculated it would be neutral.
Similar to pandas, right?
Yeah, they said similar to like the Pandaria race, and then
Oh,
um
it makes sense since we're losing factions essentially, faction identity almost.
We need to.
So it's just like, I mean,
But-
even now, as you sit in your throne of phony power, believing you can belittle my existence, I can throw an army far more fierce than your feeble mind can comprehend.
Thank you, Logan. I needed that.
You're welcome.
so
Anyways,
do we think it's gonna be Dragonkin?
like, how could it be Dragonkin? Like,
I mean, unless they do something really stupid, which I mean, it's Blizzard, so
And it
Well-
doesn't seem like it's gonna be an allied race.
Are we gonna be dragon aspects like
Not aspects, but like
no, we won't be.
blue
We won't be
dragon.
aspects. Well, actually,
I
maybe we would
swear,
be.
if we are dragon
We-
aspect,
actually, we might become dragon aspects of
I
our
will be
flight.
pissed. I'm tired of
That's-
being powerful.
What's
Yep, we're gonna become the dragon aspect of our flight.
We're
and
gonna rip
collect our
out-
aspect power.
we're gonna rip
Oh,
out the
God,
core.
no.
We're gonna rip out the core of Chromatus and become the prismatic Dragonflight aspect.
What if we
Ugh.
regrow the dragon aspect power? And so we're basically the aspects for most of the expansion, and then we give it back
We
to
give it
like
to
No,
Cultivate
we can't. We
Tomorrow.
can't
Let's
be.
get
have it back.
We can't be though, because then canonically, like, what are you gonna? How you backing yourself into a corner?
how
Yeah.
Because
I'm glad I. Oh, sorry.
so just because they retcon every boss kill, right?
Yeah.
So like the
much.
major lore implication stuff has to happen to an NPC.
that's what I'm saying. Like, we'll like host the power of the aspects of the whatever. Like how we had the our Legion artifacts were like these super OP weapons from lore, like Doomhammer, and then like at the end of it, we basically sacrificed the power to do whatever to the big sword.
Yeah, I don't know how they explain that away.
They
I
like
don't know.
drain. We like funnel all of our power into it, or
Yeah,
whatever.
we used it to like do something to the
Cleanse it.
sword. I forget. And then
Yeah,
it drained our power.
I'm
So they
saying
could use this as an excuse to put dragon, like bring back the dragon aspects, right? Like somehow, because we're the hero, we have like, and we have a connection to Azeroth. We like rebirth the dragon aspect powers and build it through the expansion, and use it, and then give it back to like Caligos or whoever would be chosen as the.
But what I'm saying
true
is like
aspect.
they in the book they would have to explain it as someone else doing the exact same thing that we.
Oh, it would just be like the
Generic
heroes.
hero.
Yeah, generic heroes. That's like what they do with the other shit.
Isn't
You
that what
sure?
happened with the giant eyeball? Cthulhu? Random Adventures killed Cthulhu?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't
I
remember.
think so.
Random Adventures killed Cthulhu, but like every other kill, at least through Cataclysm, has been given credit to an NPC.
Okay.
So that's why I'm confused. Because I thought if in the books, like everything that happens gets credited to an NPC that we do.
Yeah, well, they should stop using books as a fucking excuse for anything in the story. If it's not in the game, it shouldn't count.
Yeah, but is there actually a dragon race right now in the game currently?
Well,
think it's
playable
close.
or in general,
Like
like NPC
not
wise.
playable. It's NPC wise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Literally every like Caligos is a
Romy.
blue dragon.
Yes,
No,
sir.
but like he's literally a human model.
Is there a
Well, yeah, but that
dragon?
no, okay, okay.
You're telling me we're
So
gonna
you-
turn into
yeah,
No, no,
dragons
no,
when we
no, no,
fight?
no, 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 no. Okay, so here's what it is, and I think there's leaks about this too. You pick your race is a dragonoid, dragonkin, whatever the fuck they're gonna call it,
Yeah.
and you're gonna have you get to
Humanoid
pick
form.
your human form from any other race and customize it. And it'll be like Worgen, where you have a dragon form, which will like be part of like it'll probably be like a fly, like you'll probably have like that as your mount, right? Like what's it called? Worgens,
The Run Wild.
druids and shit. Yeah, basically you'll turn into a dragon when you want to fly if you choose to. And then I don't know, there might be like their like racial
Racial breath
ability, like
attack or
maybe yeah,
something.
they'll do like a dragon breath where they turn into like their dragon form or something.
Or just Breath of Syndragosa, basically.
Yeah, but something like
I
that.
feel like
Some
everyone would
lazy.
just
But
race
you're not gonna
change
be like
dragon.
a dragon. You're not gonna be a dragon playing like armored up and shit. As cool as that would fucking be, that's not gonna that's not gonna happen in a while.
I
I
mean,
think
I
it'd
feel
be
like
cool if you looked like a half dragon man, like a lizard man.
Like
the
the Red
the
Prince.
dragonkin dudes.
Yeah, like yeah, I know what you're talking about, like the half dragon, half humans.
I'm
But
just
Yeah, which
thinking
would
of
be dumb as hell.
I'm just thinking
No,
the
we're
shit
gonna
from the Violet Hold.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
Sounds
know what you're
those
like
talking
called
the
like
about.
dragonkin.
blue
Oh,
aspect
those
shit.
guys?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. No.
Yeah,
Oculus.
I know
Or
what you're
like the
talking about.
Serpentkins from like Firelands.
Or the Nexus, I guess. Or the guys from the last expansion, the lizard or the snake guys.
Like it'd be cool to be like
That's fair.
Shanix with
That's pretty
legs.
sick. But no, that's not.
Mm.
Like
I
if
really doubt
anything,
that'll happen though.
I think there's something also about like you can pick your color and you can pick like different horns and stuff like that and like different tails because like you could be like
It's
you're
gonna
like
be Demon Hunter. That's
yeah,
what
like
it is.
I could be my humanoid form would be like a dwarf, but I would have like I could choose to have horns and maybe
Nah,
like a
they're gonna
dragon
have
tail.
specific. They're gonna have like there's going to be something specific with it. It can't be like a dwarf. It's gonna be like elves only or some
Is
dumb
this
shit like that.
something?
Because dragons can turn into any race,
Is
so
this
that's how
something
they're
that
gonna
you
do
think
it.
that will actually happen, or is this
Yes, and it's
just
part of a
pure
leak.
speculation?
This is leaks.
It's
Like
part
just
of a leak.
Leaks?
commenting on
Okay.
because they basically everything has pointed towards Dragonflight, including Blizzard also requesting the patent on the name. So that's pretty
And they
set
had
in
like the
stone.
source code like
Yeah.
lead or something.
On the website, it says like there's like 3 different tiers for like a Dragonflight like codename
Oh,
Dragonflight
yeah.
thing. Or
Hmm.
something like that. To where like it's
Yeah.
basically, unless it's an elaborate troll, this is like a
Okay.
They're gonna do
April
it.
Fools.
I'd be so bad. I just
Dude,
want to
well,
be a dragon.
if they actually did that, they'd be so fucking stupid because, like,
It'd be funny.
no matter what, like, any speculation the players have is gonna be better than whatever the fuck Blizzard comes up with. But if they intentionally do it, they're just fucking biting themselves in the ass unless they go like full just off the fucking rails, just like don't give a shit and do
So
everything
we
crazy the
saw that
players want.
we saw that like leak of like pick your Dragonflight thing. Do you think that is something that like would be there after you pick like your dragon color, or do you think that?
Yeah, that's not. I don't think that's gonna be race specific. That's gonna be like which Dragonflight you decide to help out and which one you.
Yeah, it's gonna be
It's
part
gonna
of
be like
the
it's gonna be
story.
the Covenant, stupid fucking Covenant AP fucking
So,
bullshit of the expansion.
if the dragons are if you are like a playable race, what do you think their racial ability would be like a breath, and would it all be the same, or would it be
I
different
don't
based on
think.
color?
I think
I
it'd
don't
be a
think it'd be
breath.
different based on color. I don't see it. They can't do damage. They're not gonna give you a damaging ability.
Why not?
I think I think it'll do little damage and disorient.
Yeah, like a disorient or
Well,
maybe like
no, because that's a
What if it's
actually
just like a
no. Like you know what? It's not. It's not gonna be unless they take out Fire Mage's Dragon Breath.
I mean,
what
they
did you
might
say? It is
do like disorient.
That's what Dragon Breath does, right? It's a disorient.
Yeah,
yeah.
but I mean, that's what they might do just because that'd be busted if it did damage. No other
Yeah,
racial does
which to be fair,
White Elf.
Goblin.
Could it be like the
Widow's
thunderclap,
not
the thunder stomp that you get as a Tauren?
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking about. Where it's
yeah, like
like
CC or something.
you got a
It could be. It
CC.
could just be a roar, right? It doesn't have to be a breath. It could be like a roar that like disorients or stuns for a short duration or something.
Or
I
what?
mean, it could also just be like a damage
Maybe a-
boost, right? Like it
yeah,
would
it could
make
be a
sense for blue
buff.
dragons to just do more
What if-
magic damage.
Dude, what if it was an AOE interrupt?
I mean,
Would that just
I
be a
don't-
worse
we need
Blood
that.
Elf?
We
A
well,
better
better Blood Elf.
Doesn't, but Blood Elf interrupts and silences.
No, it doesn't. It just purges.
Yeah, it
Sure.
doesn't silence anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they removed it.
Yeah,
Shit,
it
I
was
didn't
too
know
OP.
that.
Yeah, they removed it last expansion, I do believe.
What if it was like an interrupt, but it was like a micro silence for like a half or a quarter second? But
I mean, I think it should just be a silence. They need to bring that. I think it was dumb that they got rid of that on Blood Elf.
Listen,
There was
listen.
no real reasoning other than
Maybe
it's
not
strong
an
and mythic
AoE.
class.
Well, yeah,
An
they
AoE
already
silence kind of
know.
OP.
Listen, they already know everyone is going to play that race anyways, so they might as well just give it that ability because everyone's playing it anyways.
wait, okay, ready
Or
for
they
this?
make
Gives
it
a shit at
shit
that
for that
point.
reason.
What if you did like the ratio was like a big spectral tail that like knocked back behind you?
No, I don't know.
The
So
Crucible
you would
Knight
literally
tail
have to
sweep.
turn
Yeah,
around.
I'm over here
Yeah.
thinking Elden
That's-
Ring.
Yeah, dude. That
What if
could
it's
work.
literally just like a
Just be a
damage
knockdown.
proc, right? Like when you're casting spell, you randomly like
Yeah, you can like
do like a
proc for
breath
like
attack.
yeah for a little bit of damage. That could be possible
Well,
because there
it
are
had to be
because
off
like
GCD.
well yeah well it wouldn't you wouldn't do anything. It would just
I'm
automatically.
saying it's just like
do
a
it.
proc,
It's a passive.
kind of like
Because don't Void
the
Elves
en-
do that? Something,
yeah,
something like that.
the
It's
entry.
that's literally what undead do.
what.
Undead just have like a very low chance proc for damage that heals
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
Touch
like,
of
it
the
could be
grave.
something like that.
Well, that's
So-
what Void Elf says is just like shatter frost damage. You do like a little bit of that or whatever.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about these micro classes.
That was just like
So
one of the leaks.
yeah,
One of the
what
leaks.
and like what they say. I don't really. I don't know if I see this one being real, but their idea is that like they're going to add basically one spec classes. So like
Huh.
they're gonna add a Chronomancer, but it's not a mage spec. It's just a Chronomancer, and it's a healer.
Okay.
And like one of them was, or wait, what's the Chronomancer class? I can't remember. There was
No, it was the Evoker or Evoke.
no. That's a
Evocation,
different. That's a completely different league.
There's
Oh.
there's
I'm
like
talking about the other one.
Tinker, Bard.
Yeah, Bard. Bard was one of the
Dragon
ones
Knight.
that was its own class. Dragon Knight, I think, was its own class, and then there was like
Dark Ranger.
there was like class skins, which have been being fucking in every leak for like the past 3 expansions.
Yeah, people wanted to
where
be
one
like
was
a
the
Shadow
single class
Hunters.
would be dumb.
no one. Wait,
Yeah, it would.
wait, a single class what?
Single
It'd just
spec
be
class.
dumb. Single spec, whatever. I think it'd be dumb unless you're talking about like putting it on like a warlock.
No, like the bard, for example. It's just a bard. It doesn't have another spec. It's just a bard.
Yeah, I think that's stupid. The hell is
I don't know.
this?
I think it's fine.
There's also speculation on that leak that like early builds might not have been a class spec, and they were like just in the
Yeah, that's
files they
possible
were
too.
just being tested as an independent spec, but eventually they'll just be added as tagged onto a different class.
Yeah, I think that's possible too.
And
But
then
like I don't really care if there's like they add more classes. Like that's fine. Like they don't need like it would be cool to have every class get a new spec. But like I don't think like some classes might not have as much access to them. And,
druids do not need another spec.
oh yeah.
I don't
But-
think anybody really needs another spec.
Yeah, I really don't think they need to add like one more spec for every single fucking class. Like they already can't balance the fucking game as it is.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe the classes that are like triple damage could use like a healer.
No,
A mage
fuck
could use like a
You
mage
think they're-
tank,
wait, you
mage
think
healer.
you think they're gonna? You think they'll throw a utility or a hybrid tax on a mage?
I don't know. Like I guess
highly
they
doubt
should
it.
they should have made demo warlock a fucking tank forever. When they tried
Yeah,
it,
I want a cloth tank.
when they
so
tried it
bad.
in Cataclysm with Dark Apotheosis, and you had it's basically like what Demon Hunter ended up being, where like you had Metamorphosis on a 3-minute cooldown that turned you into like this big shadow demon,
Yeah.
and then like there is, I think it might have been the fourth time, just like lowered the cooldown on it by like a lot, so you just had it up all the time, but you wanted to be in melee range because one of your highest damaging abilities is a breath. So
Yeah,
it's
or they
like,
could even do what
you power of
what-
Voidwalker, double taunt.
like they another spec that could be turned into a tank, like a cloth. They could do what Rift does and have their Frost Mage be a tank where it, like generates like ice
Yeah,
armor,
I agree there.
like an
Isn't
ice
that
shield
what
and stuff.
ESO does too? Isn't it like an
Yeah.
ice tank?
Yeah, but I don't think they really like equip the ice as like armor. I don't know. I
I
don't.
mean,
I
they
don't
have
play
like
that game
frost
that
armor
much.
that they put around everybody.
Yeah, they should get rid of Frost Mage as a damage user.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I
make
agree.
sense.
I feel like Corey would quit the game.
I probably would. I would just
Why
play
the hell
DPS.
did you call him Corey?
I would DPS as a frost tank. Actually,
Because you want
Frosty K.
it's Corey. What are you talking about?
His name is Trevor.
you can't dead name me
bro.
like that. That's
He said it. He actually said it. What the
cringe,
fuck?
bro. We can edit that out.
All right, wait,
Yeah.
wait, hold on. Pause. Now I can
Hey,
edit.
I'm on my phone now. Do I sound all right?
Hey,
Yes.
okay.
Fun.
What happened?
Okay.
Your computer die again?
Yeah, it turned off. Anyway,
He's still sitting here with us.
Yeah, you'll be here for a while.
okay, cool.
But what are we talking about?
Glasses.
Wait, hold on. Let's hold
Ruining
on.
frost
Wait,
mages.
hold on. Pause again. What were we talking about?
Glasses.
Brooding frost mages.
Frost mages?
Well, we were talking about like
Maybe.
tank. I mean, we were
I
on
mean-
the topic of tanks.
Oh yeah,
Like
If they
Thanks,
wanted to
but
do if they want to do a mage tank, they literally could just change Arcane Mage into a mage tank because there's
That would
already.
make no sense.
I mean, there's literally already like mage tanks in the game though.
Yeah, you're talking about like spell breakers and battle mages,
Yeah.
which should be in the game too, I think. But I don't think they should be the tank, like necessarily. Be,
I
they
feel
could be a
like
tank, yeah.
so. I know this is probably like a horrible take, but like canonically, if they were to do that, I feel like it should only be blood elves and like high magic rate.
What?
Yeah,
to be
well,
tanks?
To be
I
mage
think-
tanks.
Well, I think like the spellbreaker that should be like blood elf specific, but like they could just do like another like spellbreaker type class for like the other races, but it's just like called something different.
Because every tank kind of has the same, like they're big, they're fucking beefy.
Yeah.
Like there's no
Not
like.
Demon Hunter.
I
They
mean,
could do
that's
Necromancer as
yeah,
a
I would
tank
say Demon
caster
Hunter.
too.
Like you got like all those fucking tats and like horns and stuff that you have to
Yeah,
pop all the time.
you got rune magic.
You
that
turn
makes
like
your armor.
you turn like into a part demon. Like I don't feel like there's like a full. And you're just like a masochist as Demon Hunter. Like you want to take that damage.
Fine, paladins. They're little girls. running around with freaking books.
No,
I mean, they're definitely like the most dainty of the tanks. Like
Anyone
Brewmasters
who
is just
worships
like
the
drunken
light.
bar fighters. Warriors the
So
only
what-
true tanks, really.
I like the
Oof.
idea of a mage tank.
I don't
Well,
know.
blood
I
Blood
also
DKs
do,
are like masochists too.
but I think another way that they could like expand like class fantasy without adding classes is just do this like spec skins. Right? So like the ones that have been leaked, obviously the Necromancer gets fucking speculated and leaked every year too.
Yeah, you
Where
just change
they just
demons into
yeah,
skeletons,
you
basically.
just reskin warlocks into necromancers, have them summon undead, and they just apply plagues and
Well, because
shit.
what's their one ability that they have? The bolt. What's the like death bolt or
Chaos
something?
bolt.
No,
So
not chaos bolt. The one that's just literally shadow bolt. It's literally just a shadowy skull they shoot out.
Yeah,
so
they
it's
could
already-
even literally just keep that one the same, and then like chaos bolt could be like death bolt or
the
something.
only reason I don't think that's gonna happen is because they just gave hunters the undead tome, the tame undead.
I don't think that matters. That is probably more for like the Dark Ranger fantasy. Like I think that's why they did that. So I think like Necromancer still makes sense.
I don't know. I think Warlock should be a tank. Should have always been a tank.
Yeah, I mean for sure. Since like, I mean, I guess I don't know how demo plays, in Wrath, but I'm pretty sure isn't demo one of the specs where you just cast Shadow Bolt in TBC and Classic?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've not played it at a high level. I know Warlocks notoriously in TBC just cast Shadow Bolt, and that's literally it. But
Yeah, there's not much. I mean, they already have it set up. I guess there's no male wearing tank as well, but
if there
let's
Nah,
rework.
Earth Shaman.
Let's rework fucking enhancement trauma.
Well,
Enhancement.
enhancement Cataclysm could tank.
Yeah, I know.
They're-
Well, I
they're-
mean,
I did it.
Pseudo tank.
You could off tank pretty well.
They're one
What
of
is-
the they're one of the other classes that people are like, oh, they need the Earth tank spec.
But
Yeah,
see,
that they could add a fourth spec to them.
if they
and that would
added
be all right.
more, if they added more like nature identity to each spec, then yeah. Because if you
I
just
mean, they already do kind of, because like, well, like they would have like Earth Ascendants, right? And they would have like I don't know, like Earth Skin or something, Stone Skin. I don't know.
What do you
Mechanic.
what do you think of a pet-based tank class?
Yeah, that's like what we were kind of discussing. It's like a Warlock.
yeah, because like
Yeah.
Warlock would have Voidwalker that you would just
Oh,
like
you-
also have a
dude.
taunt.
You know, it'd be fucking like I just thought about it, right? Like, cause like you think about how Warlocks normally work, right? It's like I don't know if they work like this in WoW, but in other games they do, where like when you take damage, that damage goes to your pet, right? So what if they had it to where like you like either do it that way, where you redirect the damage to your pet's tanking, if that damage is being redirected to you, but you're like healing through like spells and shit, and
I
you're
think there
like a
used to be.
caster healer
I
type
think
thing.
I think there used to be a talent. It was like lifelink or something weird. It was like that. I'm just like remembering seeing the Barons forever ago. It's
The only problem I see with that is like maneuvering mobs with your pet.
yeah.
So like the warlock would have to like some way to be the one like actually dragging mobs around when they need moved.
Or if
Maybe they have like a teleport button where like they swap places and like their threat with
yeah,
their pet.
there's like a button that swaps all your pet's threat to you.
Yeah.
But like you couldn't change it back, but like you could do it. I had something that I wanted to talk about in this.
I don't know. I don't think a range tank though would actually make sense. Yeah.
What if it was like a 20-yard tank? Like all your abilities had 20 yards.
Rift
Because-
has range tanks.
I don't know, because then it's just like you're constantly moving. it's not. You're not really tanking at that point because you're just kiting.
Okay, so what about this? So Warlock is like tandem, right? So like you have like you're tanking, but your pet also has a taunt that works on bosses. Like you would have, for whatever reason, like your Voidwalker would be the only one that could taunt bosses. You know, don't make it like full, like all pets can, whatever. But like the only thing would be like any debuff that your pet gets would be transferred to you as well.
I don't know. I just don't. It
I
just doesn't-
guess you guys could have a soul. Like, I mean, it's already existing, but you could have a soul link, and from there you could be like, oh, your pet takes damage, you take damage. Healer doesn't have to heal your pet. Your healer just heals you, which heals your pet. So I mean, you guys could have that kind of, I guess,
That seems like
synchronization.
that would seem redundant. Like, why would you have the pet all the way over? Like, why wouldn't you just be the tank yourself? It just
'Cause you're caster.
Yeah, no, yeah, just I guess adds just a different playstyle, in a sense.
Maybe there would be like a mechanic or a move that would take the threat off of you and transfer it to your pet.
well, that's how it would have to be, really, because
Or
otherwise you'd be tanking, and then
So what?
or just have Metamorphosis, like have that. Just I mean, you just become a fucking melee then. You're just
Yeah.
a cool fucking demon, just kicking ass.
So a demon hunter.
Yeah, essentially.
I feel like
So what
I feel like
if
Demon Hunters kind of ruined the idea. But
what if all right, what if hunter pets could taunt bosses?
Can't they already?
They cannot.
Dude, yeah, man. Turn Beastmaster into a tank class, man. Let's go.
I mean,
Let's
that'd
do it.
probably actually be a cool, because there's already survival. Well, no, because then there'd be two melee. Oh, well, I feel like you would have to be. I don't know, cause it's
wait.
weird because it's like you
How-
can't balance that because
Mm-hmm.
you will be unless like your pet dies and you guys are fucked because then there's no one that can tank it. Sure, I don't know. It'd be a weird way to balance that because I feel like you'd be doing either a fuck ton of damage or no damage at all.
So what
I
if
don't know.
like what if Beastmaster was still the way it was, but your level 60 talent made you a tank? Like it'd be a gladiator stance. Like you would just make it so that like your
I
pet
don't know,
can
I
now
think it
taunt
makes-
bosses. Your pet and you now share aggro table.
I think it makes more sense for a warlock to do it still because like a hunter isn't like connected with his pet. His pet's just out there doing the tanking. It's like
So
his pet's dying. He's not a healer, so he's not healing it. I know they have a heal for their pets, but I don't know. I think it just makes more sense if a warlock was
It's
the
not
ranged
that
tank.
good.
so you would think that tying talent trees to being able to interchange your role as your class or spec would be a good idea.
Not for demonology warlock.
I
Hmm.
think
Because I think there's way too
that
many.
would be a good idea.
I think there's way too many
because-
caster. Like I don't think there should be two pure DPS classes that are all caster specs. Does that make sense? Because there are no triple melee
Rogue.
specs, right?
Rogue,
Oh yeah, okay. But then there's only one.
I don't think it matters. Like, it makes
Correct.
sense, right? Rogue,
Yeah.
Rogue being
That's-
on all melee.
That's fine.
It makes
Like
sense.
I'm fine with
No,
one
they
of
should
them.
make one. They should make one just use like throwing knives and shit.
Like
Be like mid range.
I'm
They
f-
just got like kunai and shit.
I
Dude,
mean
I'm
that's
sick as fuck.
how what's it called is outlaw. Outlaw's got ranged attacks.
Yeah, but they're still melee.
I mean, they could use guns.
I think a cool spec for a hunter would be Beast Rider. That could probably end up being
Oh.
a good.
A
Dude,
dragoon.
That would be
Speaking
pretty
of
cool.
that, Asmongold had the idea for DK's fourth spec to be like DK from like Warcraft, where they're always mounted in combat.
Yeah, that would be
And
pretty cool.
they're I think they're casters, if I'm not mistaken. So
Wait,
like you'd
what?
be on horseback casting.
Sounds stupid, actually.
That sounds sick as fuck. That sounds sick as fuck. What are you talking about?
But
Like
you
they
you
probably
have
do
the
like
movement speed too.
yeah, like they do like significantly less damage, but like they're like a caster that can move, right? They're like the caster BM hunter.
No one's
That'd be
gonna
sick.
want to play a class that does less damage than normal.
Yeah, that's the problem with this game.
Well, I mean, you
That
say
was
that,
literally the point of Frost Mage. That was
Okay, but
literally Frost Mage.
you say that, but Beastmasters do less damage, but because they can move, they're always top of the charts.
It doesn't. I mean, that's literally
So people
Beastmaster
play
E
them.
Hunter.
Yeah.
That's exactly that class because you can move
That's-
freely and you're ranged.
Yeah,
You already have it though.
yeah, but I'm saying like if they were gonna do that with Death Knight, like that's what it would probably be.
I don't
A Death
think
Knight caster would be cool,
Yeah, that's what I'm
but-
saying. A Death Knight caster that rides on their horseback,
but no
That's-
riding.
Why? Because you just want another. You just want another Frost Mage.
Isn't that just isn't that just
No,
Affliction
I
Warlock?
would say they would be like a death.
It's just
Like a
Affliction
death
Warlock.
mage, basically.
Well, I don't know, because that apparently that's how Death Knights were in Warcraft.
Isn't
So,
that
like,
just-
the like RPG game?
Isn't that literally just gonna be the Necromancer Warlock class, except no riding?
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know. 'Cause
essentially,
I never played Warcraft 3, so I don't know how like they actually looked or played. So
To
I
bring in
can't
an
say.
expert.
I'm just saying, as an idea, I thought that was cool.
I don't think they need a fourth. Just because we have 3 elements already,
So I
and
have
that fit perfect.
a question for Logan.
I'm just saying, if they add a fourth spec to everything, that's what like one could be for DK.
If you could tank as Frost today, would you?
I mean, I would just for memories, but I'd stick with blood just because.
It's your identity now.
Yeah, that I don't know. It's just if back in the day, I didn't pick blood, even though blood was the best. I didn't pick it because Frost was just kind of brain dead. You ran in there, you've
Like
Howling Blasts.
Howling Blast hit
'cause-
everything behind you too.
Well, you can cast it while like not looking at them,
Yeah,
so
It-
it was busted.
literally hitting a 40-yard radius all around you.
And Icy Touch, they patched it quick, but they made Icy Touch essentially a taunt. It
Yeah.
had so much aggro that I hit Icy Touch on any tank that wasn't a Death Knight and instantly had aggro, and it was funny, but not for them.
Did they? They say. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good.
Did they say that they were going to make any other announcements? Like, do we think that Wrath is going to get announced the same day as the new expansion, or do you think
don't
they'll
think it's-
wait?
I don't
Oh,
think it's
they'll
getting
wait.
announced the same day.
Yeah, they'll definitely wait.
Because they just found. Data miners just found the title card in the files of Classic, so it's coming soon.
When's BlizzCon
I don't think they're doing it.
this year?
Yeah, they're not doing it.
What? Why?
I think same reason.
So, is there anything besides the new class and the micro classes being leaked? Like, is there any zones that were leaked or anything like that?
It's probably gonna be the
Dragon
Dragon
Isles.
Isles, yeah.
Dragon Isles? Okay.
Because that's been canon since a long time,
Mm.
and
So-
they've said that we haven't we are not close to discovering everything on Azeroth. Like what we see is not the full planet.
Yeah, we're like half the globe or some shit.
Yeah, like there is a dark because when we're on Argus we can see it, right? And it's a globe, so you can see from space, and there's a dark side of the planet still.
So you think that new Dragon Isle is going to be on the dark side of the planet?
I don't
You don't?
necessarily, but they could use it.
Okay.
It's
It could
some.
literally be anywhere. It's like Dragon
Yeah.
Isle, so it could be fucking some crazy ass shit.
I mean, they.
I feel like this could be an infinite game.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I literally think the content that they could pump into this game, the universe is basically set up to
If
be
they
infinite.
stop trying to like tell these like cosmic fucking stories, like they could just like keep it grounded and do like just like fun, like not super serious shit. They could do so much with it.
Well, I mean, we already have space travel, so anything's possible. But
You just need to have
even
a
without the,
multi-universe,
you don't even need that.
multi-dimensional.
You don't even need multiverses
mean, they
because you
just
have
need to now.
millions of planets. I mean,
I mean, there's still a huge portion of Azeroth that we haven't even explored. So
yeah.
Yeah, that's what Mitch was talking about.
Joe's character finally left.
Rest in peace.
Sorry.
So we didn't even like. That was literally all just talk of the micro classes. So we haven't even gone into like the actual classes that have been leaked. So there was the Tinker, which was mech
Yeah.
tank plus the range DPS with turrets.
no, the current Tinker leak was just like the single like spec one.
I mean, I saw something in the last month that said this. I don't know. Like, I don't know what it was from. I mean, I don't know if there's any credence to it at all. But that was another one that I saw.
Yeah.
But
Tinker's
that
another one that's just always like, oh yeah, Tinker's coming, and
But-
they just never do it, even though it's free as fuck.
but this one was with what's it called? The what are Sylvanas' people called?
Dark Rangers.
The Dark Rangers. So this is with the Dark Rangers League. And there's a lot of evidence in game that Dark Rangers are coming like sooner rather than later. Because there's unlock quests and instances for the Dark Ranger unlock that have been
Yeah, I
being
think-
updated.
Yeah, I saw that stuff too, where like they're like adding like there were NPCs and mobs and stuff, and then they removed them, and
Yeah.
and
like,
honestly, like
What would a
what
Dark
what I
Ranger
think,
class be that's not
what
just
I
a
actually
hunter?
think, like
I'll get into it. Sec.
what Blizzard is going to do, based on what they've done in the past, like without like the hopes and dreams of like the players. I think what we're actually going to get this expansion, like if the Dark Ranger thing happens, it's gonna be like a cosmetic option for Blood Elves and Night Elves. Like the same thing as like the Night Warrior thing that they did, but on a little bit bigger of a scale. I don't think it's gonna be a fucking class skin, and I don't think it's gonna be a new class.
So they
And then
changed.
for like our new race and class, I think we will get the dragons, and I think the new class could be the Invoker, whatever the hell it's called, just because it's a magic class and it makes sense with the dragon, and it's really boring and absolutely nobody gives a shit. So it just seems way more in line with something Blizzard's actually going to do.
Didn't they
Yeah, I
say
don't even get-
Evoker was gonna just be like Arcane Mage, and then they were gonna rework Arcane Mage again?
Yeah, which like
Mm.
what? I
No,
don't
what
get
they
that.
said, the person said that basically the new class is stealing the identity of another class. Not that they're specifically going to rework Arcane Mages.
They
but
said the name was gonna
yeah.
be based off evocation, which like
I don't know what the fuck they're gonna. I don't know how they're gonna do an evo unless like, because it's just so open. They could literally like it's just it's open magic. Like it's like an arcane mage. You can do like anything really.
yeah,
Like,
I
there's
don't know.
no
It just
definitive thing
it's.
for it really.
I mean, it'd basically be like comparing like demonology warlocks to demon hunters, except melee versus range. Except this time it's probably going to be both. Unless like when they say like an evoker or whatever, it could be that melee magic class because it would make sense. They're conjuring swords and shields or something like that.
Maybe. Or they could like maybe they're a class that like uses like the different powers of the Dragonflight or something. And only dragons can be it. I don't know.
I mean, that could make sense, but then you'd have like a very weird class, right?
Why?
Because like, what are the power? What are like all the power? Well, technically, right? Like the blue dragons are just magic. Like they're
Yeah,
like,
the blue
use
dragons
magic.
can use magic, and then like they could have some healing or some shit, or they just use like dragon e magic. I don't know.
Basically, the class would just be dragon aspect. Like each spec would be like the dragon aspects.
You said dragon ass.
Yo,
So
let's go.
circling back, Trevor, when you
Yeah.
asked
Who?
what the
Who?
Shut up. He
Oops.
said
Who?
Trevor.
Oopsie.
Circling
Who?
back. You.
I don't know who you're talking to.
You're the one that responded, unfortunately. You could just not said
Who?
anything.
I just said who.
Anyways.
Circling back to the Dark Rangers. What I saw was gonna be one rogue-esque spec and one hunter-esque spec.
So a range DPS and a melee DPS spec.
I just think making Dark Ranger as a class is weird, unless, and I don't know,
Yeah, because they're just
because they're just undead. They're just undead hunters, basically.
Yeah.
yeah.
Wait,
It's
they're
like
gonna make-
you're.
They're gonna make it a class? I thought they're gonna make it a race.
That's what I'm thinking. Like it would, I feel like it should be like a race before it should be a class, because it doesn't really make sense unless you
Well,
only make
there's-
it to where like undead can be it,
Every s-
and then like it changes them to like undead elves.
well, there are multiple races that are Dark Rangers, not just elves.
I thought it was just elves.
There's a whole group of them in Tears Fall that aren't.
Well, either way, would they just get like complete cosmetic reworks when they like pick that class, like Demon Hunters?
Like there's just like a toggle that says, "Do you want to be a Dark Ranger Tauren?" And he's just like
Yeah.
gray skin and red eyes. And every Horde class would have that option. But there would have to be an Alliance equivalent. They're not gonna.
Well, there is now, right? Because of the what, I forget what they're called, the fucking Night Elf Dark Rangers.
The
basically,
Wardens.
no, not the Wardens. The ones that Sylvanas made during the War of Thorns.
They might still be Horde.
Mm-mm.
I mean, yeah, you could do Warden.
Sylvanas is she's a good guy now. She's locked in the maw doing dailies. Like they're free.
But
They have free will now.
It'd have to be something that every spec could be though. Or every class, sorry.
Race.
That's why
Race.
I don't. Oh, I mean, you could just be like, well, she killed other people too, so.
No, I'm just doing classic Demon Hunter.
I mean, I think
thought most of the Dark Rangers were elves, right?
they are.
You're
Right
not
there.
gonna make another thing that's just elves again though.
I could see them doing it though.
No way.
I mean, unless they just made, the Dark Rangers a race and a class that only they could be.
Mm.
Does that make any sense?
No.
So a class that only a specific race could be.
Basically like vanilla
Demon-
paladins, vanilla
mean-
shaman.
Okay. Yeah.
Very close to Demon Hunters. There's only two races. There's
I
one.
would say it'd be a Demon Hunter, basically. I mean, it's just like that's just how it boils down to. Is it's gonna be like a Demon Hunter,
I
and
mean, really,
elves are the most played race in the fucking game.
a Dark
I still
Ranger isn't
kinda
gonna ever
think-
be on the Alliance. Why would they make?
Well, because there are Dark Rangers who were made during the War of Thorns who were Alliance, and now that they have free will and are still undead, they're not going to join the Horde.
So then you're saying Dark Ranger could be both Night Elf and Blood Elf, then? Yes.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
don't,
they
we
could.
don't want that to happen.
I mean, I personally don't want it, but at the same time,
You know, like,
it's whatever.
No one's
I'm
gonna
never
want
play it.
another
I mean, I
two
just
race
looked up.
exclusive thing.
I just looked up stuff about Dark Ranger. It doesn't really say any affiliation with the Alliance, so I'd find it hard to believe.
but Dark Rangers are literally Sylvanas' fucking like personal hit squad.
Yeah,
They can hit me on the tush anytime.
Hey, bada bing, bada boo.
You hit me in my penis.
Hey, bada bing, bada
Alright,
boo.
alright.
Capiche?
Kaposh.
Oui.
So we haven't. We've talked about classes. Talked about the new race potentially. Before we move on, I want to ask. So, what do you guys think that is more likely, that Blizzard release one of the classes or races that we talked about, or that they come out of left field with something completely different?
I believe these leaks are going to be pretty solid.
Just on the class and race front. Not
On the race front,
I feel like we're getting dragons in some aspect.
I feel like we have I feel like we have to be getting another neutral race. And so I feel like if it's Dragonflight, it's got to be dragons as a race. I just cannot see anything else.
And another thing they could have meant by Pandaria-esque race is that it's a proactive race. Meaning it's not coming out at the end of an like, it's not related to the last expansion, it's related to the new expansion. Right?
Which would make sense with the dragon.
Yeah,
I guess Draenei and
That's how I see
Blood Elf
it.
were like that too, but like they already existed. I know Panda did.
I mean,
Chen,
pandas existed as well.
yeah, Chen did.
Everything exists.
Chen did.
and the classes, yeah, I think they could pull something out of their ass.
But like Blood Elves and Draenei were like big lore parts. Like Panda was literally just Chen, right?
Yeah, well, this is what I'm saying. Like, if it's Dragonflight, the expansion, then they're gonna add dragons as the playable race.
So you think more
And if
likely that
it's-
it's going to be dragons than
Yeah,
than
if-
literally
if it's-
anything else?
Yeah, if it's not Dragonflight expansion and it's some random shit, then I don't know. Like,
What about Tuskar?
they could do Tuskar, and I'd be happy. I'd be more happy with that.
More happy than what dragons did.
Yeah,
What I want
Oh.
dragons.
Fuck dragons. I want to be a walrus.
yeah, I want to be a walrus, dude.
I want to be a fucking dragon so bad, bro.
I forget who the walrus share their model with.
I believe it's Draenei or Tauren. Oh, wait, those are the same actually. So yeah.
Draenei stand back farther.
Or no, I was never mind. I'm not thinking of the Draenor. I was thinking of the Broken, which are the same as the Tauren.
I still want to be a Jinyu. Jinyu's like the one race that I like really want to be in the
Jinyu
game.
would be cool too.
Yeah, let me be a Jinyu water mage.
And they would
Please.
what was the Hosen? God, dude, imagine if Horde got Hosen.
That'd be so sick.
That's where I got. That's where
Hosen.
Brewmaster Monk gets their staff from a Hosen.
What about being the
God.
bug dudes?
The Klaxi.
Yeah, dude.
Be really hard to gear.
Yeah,
Well-
but that'd be cool as fuck.
Hosen like would be difficult, but the Klaxi would be way more difficult.
Are those the monkeys?
The Hosen's the
Those
monkeys,
Hosen, yeah.
yeah.
Fuck those guys.
It wouldn't
cool,
matter
man.
because it's gonna be cross faction. I'd just be Jinyu. So one of the other features that was in that micro class leak was player housing,
Yo, let's fucking go.
and there was
Yeah.
gonna be carpenters and like the gathering profession
yeah.
logger, and then the profession.
See,
of
that's fucking
carpenter.
stupid, and I don't think they should add new professions. They should just fix the ones that we have and like make like okay. So you said logger, right? Just put that as part of botany or whatever the fuck herbalism, right? You just let them cut down trees and stumps, right? And
That
carpenter.
makes no sense.
Is that the
Carpenter would just be
opposite
the
of
fucking
what herbalists would
blacksmith.
want to do?
No, I don't. It don't because they don't like what they're gonna make two new fucking professions. They're like gonna end up not doing shit with anyways, and just leave the other ones just dead in the water like they have.
I'm gonna guess.
Maybe they should bring it back.
I'm gonna guess
They
logging.
won't, though.
What I think they would do is make them like first aid, where you can just have them.
And now,
To being
yeah,
one of your
like
two.
they should. That's what they should do because like carpentry or whatever is like you're gonna be able to like make like furniture and shit for your fucking house, right? Like that's the idea of it,
It's gonna
right?
be-
Like other MMOs do, and it adds like a whole nother layer to the fucking game.
So that was teased in what? Was it WoD or was it Cataclysm? Maybe.
I don't know. Original WoW had player housing in like the beta, pre-beta or some shit, but the way they did it was fucking stupid, so it didn't work. because they originally had it to where like you could just place your house wherever the fuck you wanted on the map, and people would just like could just like block off entire areas and all that crazy shit.
That would be nuts.
Yeah,
You said that
yes,
was
it was
original
very
WoW
stupid.
beta, though. It's
Yes,
not really surprising that
original.
they did something crazy like that and didn't really get how it worked.
I feel like if they did that, they would have to comb the entire of Azeroth and like you can't put your house here. You cannot put your house
Nah,
here.
you don't.
cannot put
Yeah,
your house here.
you don't fucking introduce player housing like that. It's just fucking
They
stupid.
will probably do instance based.
Well, yeah, they'll do instance based.
But
That's
then
what like
I
that's
don't
the
know
main way to
because
do it.
garrisons
I
is
feel like they
just
would.
horrible.
Well,
I feel like they would do it
garrisons
like
were horrible because garrisons were horribly implemented. Like they literally put you couldn't change it. Like you could choose which buildings you wanted, but then they had the mission table where you just sat all day. Like that was the game, right? They put
yeah.
everything you needed inside of it. And like there was no reason there's no reason you're gonna be like, hey, you want to come over to my garrison and check it out? Well, no, because like I have a garrison, I know what it
I
looks
mean, there
like,
kind of
I
was,
know what to
wasn't
do
there?
with
Like
it.
different, like
Oh,
'cause you
there's
can only
like
have a
little
couple different stations.
invasions.
No, because you can only have certain like you
Yeah,
couldn't
but it
have all the
wasn't like
stations, right?
it's not like I can't like invite you over and be like, dude, look at this sick ass poster that I made, like people are like try to use that as an excuse all the time. Is like, well, nobody's like cares about them because garrison sucks, and then you look at every other game that has player housing in it, and it's one of the biggest parts of it.
Yeah, if they do it right, like where it's like you have
It's a
actual
huge social
customization.
aspect of the game. Yeah, like you have to be able to customize it, right? Don't put a fucking mission table in there that where you can just sit and make 10 million gold an hour. Don't put a fucking bank in there. Don't put a fucking auction house in there. Don't put all that stupid shit in there. Like people like in Final Fantasy, like they have player housing and you still see people all over the fucking world.
Yeah,
You
so
still
like
see people in the main cities.
it's like that's
So
like
that's a stupid excuse.
that's the major concern is like, well, like do you think it's gonna detract from the I don't see anybody in the world, this game's dying.
No, that's a bitch excuse, and the only reason you don't see people in the world now is literally because the game is dying, and no, but there's literally no reason to like go to the old world.
And sharding.
Sharding's another big part of it.
What if they did the?
There's just no, and that's another thing is like they need to player housing can't work anyways because it's gonna be instance based, and WoW's fucking servers are trash. Like they can't handle 30 people in the open world together in an area. Like that's horrible. They need new servers.
I mean, that would make instance more like appealing, in my opinion.
I do miss like overpopulation of areas though.
What if they did? What if they did like the player housing kind of instance space, but it was like if you were in a guild, you basically had like a neighborhood. Like you remember how the fucking guild housing was in Swordsman Online, Tyler?
I don't remember having housing. I remember having guild hall.
Yeah, it had like yeah. I remember the guild hall was like freaking insane though.
I mean, look at RuneScape. RuneScape has housing.
Does it?
Does it? I didn't know that.
Yeah. I've had housing since 2000 or
there's
since
like
it started.
there's like two ways to do housing, right? It's like the Maple Story 2-way, like the Final Fantasy way, right? Where it's like
Which
it's not entirely
Wow.
instance based, right? It has like neighborhood, right? Like where you like people
Yeah,
from
it's like-
like outside can see your city, like your house being built or whatever, like. And then there's like the Elder Scrolls one where it's literally an instance. You have to invite people in, but their houses are really nice. But I bet you the instance based houses are a lot easier to do because of like the server stress.
and you have like Rifts, which I think is like ESOs, where it's just like its own instance. You do whatever the fuck you want in there.
yeah.
And then like Ion and like I think Ion does it the same way as Final Fantasy does, where like there's a zone, you go in it, and it's a fucking neighborhood. But Final Fantasy's is a lot more limited. Ion's is super limited too, where there's like a set amount of houses that you have to like buy and pay for each month.
Yep,
But
I think that's how it should be. Is only one person can have a house in the world, and if a person has it, you can't buy it.
And
So
they
if
should
you have
also
a
make it
house,
so only one
have a
person
house.
can have a house per account.
Yep, and if there's no houses for sale, too bad.
I do like that. I like the limited amount of houses.
But that's kind of shitty for what like WoW. It's just not big enough for it. Like
Well, no, you wouldn't put them in the actual world. You'd have like the neighborhood areas.
Yeah, literally would have like
It'd just be
islands or
like
some
But
shit.
it'd
people
just
are
be
gonna be
like
mad, right? If they
Fantasy.
cannot buy a house, they're just gonna not like that's you're literally locking them out of that aspect of the game. It's stupid.
Don't be stupid.
Yeah, but I mean, like, there's nothing like if Blizzard's not gonna upgrade, like Final Fantasy has a problem with this too, where like they can't add enough plots because if they add more, then the servers crash because there's too much. Like in
Yeah, but
WoW, like WoW
can't
servers definitely
multiple
aren't
people own
gonna own a house in the same spot. Yeah, but not in the same instance.
no, I'm saying one person could own as many houses as they want, right?
No, it's one house
Oh.
per person or per
it?
account. That's how it would be. I mean, that's
Yeah,
the smartest thing.
I think Final Fantasies is you can have a house per character, but like character, they're not like they are in WoW. Like you can't mail yourself anything. You have to make a personal guild, and then have somebody else invite your other characters to that guild, because you can't like interact with another character unless they're unless you see them in the world and they're on your friends list. You can't add yourself to your friends list. It's not like WoW at all.
Yeah, I just think
It
one
just
per
wouldn't
account.
work. Yeah, I think it should be one per account as well. Well, maybe one.
No.
Like, what would happen if you server transferred? Like, would you lose your house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's how people would be able to buy houses then.
That could help with dead servers too. Like, a bunch of people could go to a dead server and get a house.
Then you'd
Yeah.
you'd
and
have
then
the
it would
title.
populate it.
You'd have the title homeowner.
Homeowner, yeah.
Or home wrecker.
Yeah.
Now, if
That'd
you
be
buy
your
someone's
title.
house, you get home wrecker.
That'd be Logan's title.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like they have to make it to where you can't sell your house
Why not though?
because because the fucking gold farmers would fucking ruin it. They just buy up every house and then fucking sell them for fucking billions.
I mean, they could just make it so you can't really make money off of selling your house. Like, if you want to get a different one, you just sell your house so you have the ability to get a new one or something.
I mean, but the thing is, people would be like, "Okay, here's my house," and like, I don't know, let's say I bought it for 10K. You know, I put 10K worth in it. It's like 20K, okay?
Yeah, I guess like if
And then like what? Then that person who owns the house is gonna be like, "Yeah, I'll sell this to you for 10 billion gold."
or IRL money, I guess,
Yeah, or IRL money.
because
I
they
mean, it'd
could.
be cool if they made it like realistic in that aspect, not like IRL money, but like if they make improvement. The game is smart enough to know that like if you dump 20K into it, and you bought it for 10K, then you can sell it for 30K. I mean,
Yeah,
See,
but if you do
the
that,
problem with that though is me saying, "Okay, it says it's worth 30K there, but you're gonna give me 10 mil, or I'm not selling it to you.
yeah.
All right,
You
so
just
then-
trade me the gold that way."
Plus,
So
all
here's
the
what I
people
would
that are
do.
already rich in the game are going to be able to take advantage of that.
So-
So,
well, they
Yeah.
just make it that you can only make the transaction through that UI.
Yeah, that is a solution they could do, or like they could like because
cap the price.
in Final
people can
Fantasy you
still
can't
sell it for
trade,
IRL money easily.
and that's another thing. Like how are they initially going to do it? Because like, and Final Fantasy's like thing is really fucking complicated. Like,
That's why you just can't. There should not be
like,
limited slots. That's it's simple as that. That's how you
well,
fix
yeah, but
that
that's
whole
hard.
issue.
That's hard to do because of server issues.
I mean, one thing per person. Like, it shouldn't be that hard. It's. I mean, we had garrisons. Or like, it's the same
Yeah,
fucking thing.
you would think, but
And player house, I mean, I think you guys already said it.
yeah,
There
delete
should be
Garrison. Just put the player houses in their spot on the
well, that
server.
too, but
That might work.
there should be nothing game involved in it. Just pure customization, and
I don't
that's
think
it.
that should like. I think there should be some things allowed, like
Having like tailoring station or something.
transmog,
Yeah.
Well,
like a
yeah,
transmog,
but
like
like,
a mailbox, and like being able to put training dummies in there. I think that's fine.
So I have
yeah, that's fun. But I meant like fucking mission tables and
Yeah, don't put a mission table. Don't put anything that's like directly related to character progression in there.
I have a question.
Like that needs to be out in the middle of the fucking city somewhere where people are gathering.
This is a stemming question from what we're talking about. So here's a take. I think that when an expansion is 2 expansions old, not the most previous one, but the one before it, the major city, all of the stuff needs to be taken out of it, like auction house, like everything major like
Why?
that, to centralize the players to the
Eh.
Azeroth, because that, like, we went to the Shadowlands, cool. There's like no reason that we need to go to the Shadowlands for this shit.
But the thing is, like, what if somebody's like questing there, right, and they need to just go to their bank? Like, why would
Well,
you make them go all the way
They've
back? to,
made
like, their-
questing so easy now.
Yeah, you don't
That's
have to
just
do
not
that.
even. It's not even
Push
part of the factor.
push
I always
people
give it
to
a dollar
be in a
bank, dude.
central city.
If you're questing through Shadowlands, and like for some reason you need to go back to Oribos to like get in your bank or something, and you're just gonna be like,
I don't know. It
can't go
doesn't
there.
sound
You
like a
gotta go.
problem to me.
Got to go all the way to the max level zone.
Or to Stormwind, or to
Stormwind.
Orgrimmar. Yeah, I think
What if
that's
the
fair.
max level zones don't even have it? It's only Stormwind.
I don't know. I don't really think it
That'd be
matters
fine.
because it's like how many
That's-
people are just like chilling around, or like how many people are just like chilling around in like fucking dollar in right now, like old dollar on, like just,
Actually,
Well, a
like,
lot
probably,
right
like,
now.
In Broken
Well,
Isles, yeah,
well,
a lot
it's
actually.
Legion,
Even before
Legion of
even before that,
God.
Yeah, because that's where I always go to the bank.
No,
I mean, it's
I agree with Mitch because I think there should be a central area
I don't know because then that
that
just kills
gathers
off,
people.
the old world
yeah,
even more.
that's what we want.
Well, then at
Yeah.
that point, just remove it.
Why would you remove it? It's part of the game. I'm saying we push people to Azeroth. Like, I don't care, like, if Ironforge has an auction house and Stormwind has an auction house, or Orgrimmar and Thunderblow, but like, people, I would rather see people in the race cities rather than a central hub
I
for
don't
2
know because like
expansions ago.
that because like you already have like WoW. It's like WoW already feels dead when you're doing like when you're questing up and like leveling up old character or like low level characters. That's just gonna make it even worse.
So what about this? What if like they did? I don't think the server's the right idea.
Like
But
maybe
like,
maybe they did that if like once you hit max level or whatever like the expansions level is. But
there's
like if
a
I'm
lot
like
of
level
ways to do it.
20, if I'm like level 20, I shouldn't have to go like all the way back to Azeroth to fucking access like the bank or whatever.
Yes, you should.
That just makes no sense.
Does make sense.
That just kills off that area.
From a logistical standpoint, it makes perfect sense.
I mean, it's like you don't see anybody back in like Silvermoon ever. It's kind of like
Yeah,
I wish there was a way to keep old places relevant.
that's
you
what I'm
know?
saying.
Well, there's a extremely major reason why you don't see anyone in Silvermoon. First off, it's completely out of the way of literally anything, and second off, you can't fly there.
Silvermoon's a bad example, but
Silver was a terrible example.
but
Even
that's-
though it's a cool city.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
see people in like Ironforge,
like 6
in
people.
like Stormwind.
Stormwind is always full of people. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yes, I mean that's just.
But there
the
needs to be
main-
more people.
But the servers can't handle more people. It can barely handle
Yes,
what's
they
on
can.
there.
They can handle more people.
No, they can't.
All right. Well, either way, on either end is speculation. But I definitely feel like that idea is a good. Argue in the comments. Whoever
Yeah,
comments on this video,
tell us we're fucking stupid in the comments.
tell us we're dumb.
We already know Tyler's stupid. You don't have to
I
tell us
mean,
that.
you know what? You know what would solve the issue of not seeing people the most? Remove sharding and fucking merge dead servers.
Is there sharding in major cities?
I don't know. Probably.
Yes,
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 there
there is.
100%.
Like here's another thing they need to do. They need to add a guy. First of all, they need to add first name, last name. Second, there's no reason that two people can't have the same name on a server when we have a battle tag. Any other game where you have like a battle tag family name type thing, like account name, you can have the same name as anyone else on the fucking server. It doesn't matter.
I think that's
Then
fair.
they need to merge the servers and stop using that as a fucking excuse to not do it.
Lost our mage. Where'd mage go?
I just got
He's-
AFK kicked.
Well, that too, but
Yeah. So, we talked about a lot today. talked about everything that we saw in the leaks, everything that we kind of hoped we would see, everything that like if they went in this kind of direction, that it would be a good step forward for the game. I gave some hot and cold takes. Is there anything else that you want to see on April 19th? Like, if there is one thing that they announced in the new expansion, you're like, hell yeah, dude, this one's actually like, I'm so pumped for opening week. Like, what?
Oh yeah, I got one.
We'll go. All right, we'll go around the horn.
From which
Well,
way?
you
can
already
start.
started talking.
Yeah, you already started.
I just want them to like make it like add like spell effect customization.
Like Green Fire Warlocks.
Like Green Fire Warlocks. Yep. Let me change fucking like whatever like ability I want to like look different. Like
Let me
give me a
Look
fucking-
different or
Blue
different
fire.
color.
Blue fire.
it can be like let my Storm Strike be green Storm Strike, or let my Storm Strike be a Fire Strike, shit like that, right? Just like a ton of shit like
I
that.
feel like those are
like-
two vastly different things that you just mentioned.
And I feel like it
recolor-
kind of kills like, you know,
No,
the
like you
character aesthetic and stuff.
So
like
it would
that.
it would
No, it
kill.
doesn't. It adds to it.
it
Well,
would
it doesn't.
either
It might
kill-
kill it for you, but it would add more character aesthetic for me.
It would either kill or completely open what they just, because basically at that point they're saying fuck it, class identity does not matter.
Well, no,
'Cause,
I'm
like,
saying
green
so they can.
green fire warlock makes sense because
Yeah. Well, I'm not
No.
saying
Hellfire.
like for Frost Mage, like I
I'm
don't
not gonna
know.
have a green
Maybe you
Frostbolt.
don't. Maybe Frostbolt you can't turn into Firebolt. I
No,
guess.
no, but maybe for frostmage it would just be water. Like I feel like that would be
Yeah, like you could change the spell effect so you could be more of a water mage, but like
And
for
like
like a
arcane could be like purple and white instead of white and blue.
yeah, or like and like monks could have like more like elemental effects or just like different effects on like their kicks
different-
and punches.
Different kick animations. Like you
Yeah,
think if
stuff
it's like
like
a
that.
roundhouse or a back
But, like
kick.
there's so many spell animations in the game already that they can add to current spells to like overlap. So like
Oh, my lady's here. Let's
you
wrap
can
this
look
shit up.
different.
All right, Corey.
What do you gotta say, Corey?
just let me be a fucking blue dragon and I'm good. I don't care.
I
But
feel
don't do what they did in this expansion and do this dumb shit with the covenants where you gotta pick
Don't
some
lock it away.
like some unpleasingly aesthetic fucking covenant just so you're not a fucking joke on the fucking meters. Or at least let us switch on the fly like we can now. And don't make us farm fucking 80 renown either. Like, fuck that shit too. Just let me swap freely if you're gonna make it that big of a fucking deal. That's it.
You wanna go next,
Fuck
Logan?
borrowed
Or
power
me go
too.
next.
I'll go next. I just want a boob slider. That's all I want.
Ass slider too.
No.
So
Yep,
Well,
ass slider. Ass
can I
slider's
be
more
a-
important.
we'll generalize
let's-
that as character customization.
Yeah, I don't want to be a buff male, like a buff human anymore. Like, let me be like a
You're
old,
an elf.
scrawny fucking. Well, I'm just saying, I would be a human. I would possibly be a fucking human if I didn't have to be a jacked buff fucking wizard. That's so like just wrong, man.
So mine's less about that stuff and more like I want them to focus more on quality and quantity on dungeons instead of the first raid tier. Like the first,
Yeah,
don't make it like you don't have to make it like an 8 boss raid instead of an 11 boss raid, but put 2 or 3 more dungeons in.
Listen, the first raid is always dog shit anyways. Just fucking go. Just who gives a shit about the first raid? It's gonna be
Actually,
dog
how
shit.
about they just stop
I
pandering to the like 1% mythic raiders?
And I think
in
they should go
general?
back to Kata dungeons. I think they need to make them extremely difficult. Heroics need
And
to
we
be
have mythic
really
Parka,
difficult.
so, I don't know.
I feel like the beginning of the expansion, it's way too easy to cap gear. That's what I want. Joe, you got anything?
No, not really.
But yeah, I mean, we basically
Wait,
hit
Joe, you're still here?
Make mechanomes free.
make mechanisms free.
Free the mechanomes.
I honestly do think they should make allied races free at this point. Two expansions back.
Not all of them, except for like new ones that come out. If they even come out with new ones, they probably won't until
Well, that's at this
fucking
point.
5
They would
expansions
be
from now.
at this point.
No,
They
I
would be
think
all
the
2
old one-
expansions.
I think the old ones should be like new ones. Yeah, I think you should grind for them.
You're not getting
But
new
they
ones
should
anyway.
be they should be available. The launch date.
Yeah.
There should be
Pre-patch.
no. I gotta wait 3 fucking patches, 2 years to get my fucking thing that you offered me the very beginning.
All right. So yeah,
That's
that was
my take on that.
those are our thoughts on the expansion coming out or being announced in a few days. I imagine we will probably do a reaction podcast
Ooh.
to specifically what we see, depending on if we can all get together. But yeah, it's been a very long time since we've done a podcast, so I'm happy that you guys were able to get here on a beautiful Saturday night.
Beautiful, dude. It's cold outside. It ain't beautiful.
Not down here in the sunny Caribbean.
I forgot you live down there. Sorry.
The game's pretty
Anyway.
toasty.
Anywho.
All right. We'll see you guys later. Goodbye, everybody.
See you later, alligator.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.